You grab for it. Snap.
Coming along Main Street here.
Hello and welcome to Oral Regions. It's a new storytelling podcast that aims to delve inside the minds of characters telling their tales. Said another way, and what I'm kind of thinking of it as, what would actually be running through the mind of a character, revealing an internal monologue in real time in any story you'd ever hear. My name is Brian Garcia. I'm your master of ceremonies for this here podcast. The first story I present to you is a whimsical childhood fantasy called...
Okay. This is Kitty Hawk by Gemma Kaneko. I am poised for the greatest achievement of my life. It, of course, will be followed by many more. I'll probably be a quarterback, even though I'm getting a late start because I'm not tall enough for the team yet. Or a judo instructor, or at least a scientist who cures cancers and invents the hoverboard, but for real. But those are for later. Those are for when I'm living in California in a big house all by myself, watching brush fires from my swimming pool, which I saw on Discovery because I thought it was Shark Week. And even though it wasn't, it was still cool. Now, I am getting ready. I am preparing myself with great calm. This takes patience, which apparently I'm not very good at, says Mom and Mrs. Tomicelli and everyone. This takes stillness. Something else I'm not very good at. I had to do a lot to get here. First, I had to make sure the way was clear, like runways at airports. One time, when we were flying to this beach in Mexico, we had to wait in the plane for 2 extra hours because there was a deer on the runway. We got there really late, but that was actually more fun. The streets were really noisy and crowded, the air was dark and blurry, but I didn't even need to hold anyone's hand. We ate churros on the way to the hotel, and I got cinnamon all over my shirt. I'm planning on going back very soon, but maybe even next week if this all works out. After I made a clear path, I had to climb up into the fort. It's not really hard, there's stairs and everything, but I had to get a really good spot. That means getting on top of the rails, and that is a lot harder. I wore my good sneakers on purpose. They're new, probably cooler than everyone else's, even if they don't have lights in them. They got me here, so when I'm famous, I'll definitely endorse Nike. I'll even be in their commercials for free, as long as I get new shoes every year. Now, I'm standing here on top of the railing, taking deep breaths. I know about bone density. Mrs. Tomicelli made us color pictures of the insides of birds in science, but I think that my bones aren't too dense yet. After all, I'm not allowed on most roller coasters, so they're probably not fully developed. Besides, I made a parachute, just in case. That's safety. I take a breath. I let it out, just like in judo. I brushed the Band-Aids on my knees, remembering the last time, remembering the wood chips in my mouth and the Tootsie Pop I got in the office. I won't need them. This time, I won't need them. I take a breath. I let it out, making sure to focus all my energy, just like Mom does in yoga. I flex my toes, tighten my new sneakers. Maybe Nike will make shoes with little wings on the sides, and my name will be all over the laces. You know, people keep telling me I'm too old for this and that, come on, Ray, you should know better by now. But I think that the reason people say that is because they're afraid that I'll be able to do it. When they were little and they had light bones, they didn't practice hard enough and they were too scared of getting skin knees. I take a breath. I let it out, just like when Dad told me not to be afraid when the plane took off. I forgot to bring gum, but it's okay because ears only pop inside airplanes. He will be so proud of me, and next time he'll bring his video camera and we can watch it after my Saturday soccer game. The last time, I really felt it, but only for a little bit. It was a big rush of air and my heart was bouncing up and down in my chest, and then it all stopped. That's how I know I'm getting closer. That's how I know. I take a deep breath. I let it out. I take off.
So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been the first installment of Oral Regions. Music featured in this episode was courtesy of All Night Radio, Monster Rally, Therapy Sun, and Sunny and the Sunsets. Special thanks again to Gemma. If you'd like to collaborate with me on your own story, contact me at oralregions@gmail.com. No, seriously, you should. It'd be fun. It could be. So thanks again for listening and finding me on your radio dial, and stay tuned for more.